All right, it's Hump Day. Get ready to get this thing started. Got to do all this. Yeah, it's very hard for a person that does it by itself. Do it pretty good. All right. Introduction. All right, we're ready. I'll get ready. WWE. All right, the show's getting ready to start right after this word. Dun, 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 dun. Well, here we go. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I forgot the introduction. Very important. Good morning, content creators. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Wake Up Zeeman. Sorry, a little bit late, but trying to get this adjusted hours. Remember, because I got to talk to people on the West Coast and the East Coast. East Coast is like 11 o'clock. They get ready to do their lunch hour, and but yeah, gotta make sure the West Coast is being. Gotta talk about them. 8 o'clock. Good morning out there. I hope you're having a great day, especially the West Coast. I checked the weather report, and it doesn't look good, especially in the northwest. I mean, Seattle, Portland, Oregon. I mean, it doesn't look good. Snow and ice and everything like that. So, guys, be careful out there. All right, so let me go ahead and do this real quickly. And by the way, yes, Prime Time was back last night. If you have not watched Prime Time, I got that on my Prime Time 2024 new playlist. And a lot of people want to say, when are you going to do Prime Time again? When are you going to do Prime Time again? I did Prime Time again last night, and some people were very, well, let's just say, they could not handle Prime Time. They could not handle Prime Time. Well, we got first person in here, the Adventures of a Filipino American Couple. Good morning. How y'all doing? If y'all are in the Philippines, I know it's late evening, I think. Like a time change, yes. I think it's evening out there, but thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. See, you know what? And I said it before, and I said it again. Before I get started with the topic of the show, a lot of people did not like what I said last night, but hey, you know what? There are other people coming in, so yeah. Hey, it's your own. Well, yes. Good morning, Adventures of a Philippine American Couple. Thank you for coming in. Yes, I got my passport, and I got to put that on my bucket list to go to the Philippines. So yeah. And we had good morning, Antoinette Fun. How you doing? How you doing, young lady? I know you're getting ready to go on a cruise. So don't forget, check out her channel tonight at 7 o'clock. She's going to be live. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But yes. So welcome in the show. If those of you are watching this on videotape, a couple of announcements. Don't forget this afternoon at 2 o'clock Central, I'm going to do a tech show. The second tech show of 2024. We're going to talk about everything we need to talk about when regards to tech, when regards to making YouTube channel better, what kind of techniques you need to do when you're on a cruise ship, What kind of equipment do you need on a cruise ship? And yes, needless to say, I needed a lot of help. My phone was crappy. I didn't get me a wireless mic, a lot of wind, and yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna talk about different kinds of software. Different kinds of software you need to use while you're on your cruise. And thank you guys for coming in. To my favorite people. uh, yes, I'm eating breakfast, so you gotta forgive me. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes, and Pepsi is good, especially early in the morning. Uh, so we're just getting ready. Sit back and enjoy yourselves. I got a topic I need to talk about. Now, this might offend some people, but it's due to my experience. You need to get rid of this. All right, drinking coffee. Yeah, you know what? I drink coffee on the cruise. It was great. Just have the coffee to wake up. So coffee wakes me up, so I'm doing that too. But coffee's good. All right, let's get into it. The subject I want to talk about is casinos on a cruise ship. Why am I talking about that? Um, we're talking about that because that's a subject I need to talk about. It's smoking on a cruise ship. Smoking on a cruise ship. I mean, really? I mean, it just boggles my mind. These people know smoking will cause you get lung cancer. There people are smoking in front of the kids that have asthma, and they wonder why they're wheezing. Secondhand smoke hurts people too. But yeah. Now, on my cruise on the Comfortably, one of the reasons why the casino was full and the slot machines were full were people smoking in the seats and not gambling. That pissed me off. Needless to say, when I go to the smoking section, that's all I see. People just go, not even gambling, not even putting money, they're just sitting there. They're wasting space. They're causing lung cancer, secondhand smoke. And yeah, they need to get rid of outlaw smoking in casinos. I know there's a couple of cruise ships, cruise companies that don't allow smoking, which is good. I'm just saying, it's good. Now, I don't blame the cruise company. I blame those knuckleheads. Yes, I call them knuckleheads. Now, I also have a problem at the casino bar. The kids are with their parents at the bar. Highly illegal. Highly illegal. And I don't blame the cruise company, like I said. I blame the stupid parents to bring the kids into a casino. Now, in the States, if you go to the casino, you cannot bring your kids inside the casino. You cannot bring them at the casino bar. So what do? I just give them that look. You're stupid. You're stupid bringing your kids in a casino. It just bothers me when they do that. And yes, if you can handle having cancer for the 7 days, you should not be on the cruise. My opinion. Yeah, I know a lot of people gonna get mad at me because of that, but yeah. Um, but casinos, yeah. So casinos for people who are 18 and over, I think they got different rules for different situations. I thought it was 21, but it's 18. Uh, it's 20. It should be 21, but yeah. So anyway, casinos are good. Um, my comparison with the smoking and non-smoking on a Jubilee, I was basically at the non-smoking. I still smell a little bit of smoke because you have knuckleheads once again going into the non-smoking section, have a cigarette in their hands. I mean, really? You can't leave. You can't put down a cigarette 7 days. Really? And by the way, if you prime time last night, if you had not watched prime time last night, you missed missed some stuff. Uh, yeah, I know a lot of people say, "Hey, I can't believe you're saying that," but yeah. All right, so we have 3 people in the house. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button. Yeah, absolutely hit that thumbs up button. But yeah, casinos. Yeah, just parents, no parents skills. Hmm. Sorry, but I'm eating. I probably don't like it when I do that, but I'm hungry. And yes, it's fine. Anyway, so it's been announced. Well, it has not been announced that Carnival is going to be building some new ships. Now we don't know if it's for the cruise line, Carnival Cruise Line, or Princess. We don't know anything about that, but they're getting ready to start building new cruise ships in 2028. Now, since I was on the Jubilee for the greatest cruise of all time, uh oh, okay, who is this? PAC, PAC. I need to find out who you are. Uh, I need to find out who you are before I let you on. Uh, I need so put something on the chat. PAC. Put on the chat. Do I know who you are before I let you on? Because I gotta be. Gotta be safe. We have Bama Noah in the house. Bama. Oh, okay. All right. Just gotta make sure. Sometimes you gotta do that. I'm sorry. Here we go. We're gonna add it on to say. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody. How are we this bright and sunny morning?
Bright and Sunday. It's like we've been below freezing since Sunday.
No, sunny, bright and sunny.
It's sunny, but it's still like below. It's below freezing right now. Hopefully this afternoon we'll get up to freezing. How you been, bro?
I'm good. Bama's good to see you as always. Hey, I'll chime in a little bit about your topic. Um, First, let me say I'm a non-smoker. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't smoke, never have. But here's what I think. I do not believe that cruise ships should get rid of smoking areas and ban smoking. I'm also the type of guy that believes that if you pay for something, then you have the right to take advantage of it. Meaning, somebody who goes on a cruise has just as much as a right to that cruise as I do. And we love cruises. So for smokers, I do think there are, like in our society today, there's a designated smoking area and they should smoke there. Should we ban that? Absolutely not, even though I'm a total non smoker. When it comes to the casinos and people smoking in the casinos, how I look at that on the ships we've been on, the casinos is kind of an open venue. So it doesn't bother me because the ships we've been on, they've had a strong enough ventilation system that it takes care of the smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So that really doesn't bother me. And to mention about the children in casinos, since it's an open venue and it's in international water, I think your rules differ. It's versus going to Las Vegas to a casino. That's a different rules. So when you're in international water and it's an open venue, meaning anybody can walk through it to
Mm-hmm.
one place to the other, you can't really stop children from being in the casino. You can stop them from gambling,
Mm.
but you can't stop them from being actually in the casino facility itself. So that's my thing.
Yeah. So, the thing I talk about that is there's two things. Number one, uh, I had my experience on the Jubilee, I had kids at the bar.
Is
At
it?
the bar.
But as
Now,
long as it's an open bar, and
yeah,
here's how I
yeah.
see
Well, it just. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing I like to do. Since it's open bar and everything, it's for people that are over the age of 18 and 21. Why, if I'm going to go to a bar and watch some sports, why should I have to censor myself because there are kids there? You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm watching the game, like I watched the game with the Dallas Cowboys and they got beat. I was uncensored. But why should I have to censor myself when there's kids in there? I pay for this cruise.
But
Why
did
should
they
I have to?
ask you? So here's my question about that, because I like intellectual dialogue, and I really enjoy conversations
Mm-hmm.
where we can debate things. So my question is, and I think there's a couple things that I look at. If it's like a piano bar or a closed bar where you got to go through doors to get inside the bar, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that they could truly regulate, 18 and under. If it's one of the bars that's out like in the verandas, the
Mm-hmm.
open areas, and you can go up to that. Anybody can go up to it and order a Coke or whatever they want to drink, including alcohol or not. Then I don't have a problem with children being there, especially if that's what they're doing or they're hanging out with mom and dad. I don't have a big problem. Now, my question to you would be this: when you were in the bar, and let's say, for instance, and your Cowboys are getting the crap beat out of them like they do every week, did anybody restrict you? Did anybody say, "Now wait a minute, you can't say those things because my minor child is in this bar"?
I
So with
had,
that,
yeah,
that would be a problem. But if it's
yes,
no
I
people in
had,
the bar
yes,
and nobody's censoring you,
yeah,
then it's not a problem.
yeah. I had when I was watching when I was on my cruise and the Cowboys got beat. And
Badly.
I was just saying, I was just raising hell. And I said, what the boy? And there are kids in there, and parents will look at me. And then I just said, what are you looking at? You're the one about your kids in here. This is the kind of language you're going to hear. Then I don't blame it on the cruise company. I blame it on the parent. I
Right,
blame
but
it on the parent because they know that they're going to go into an environment uh, like that, especially on a Texas-based ship and probably about 75-85% of there are Cowboy fans. And there was a lot there was a lot of action on there. Now,
so
yeah. So if the parent give you a look and look like you say you're saying something wrong, it's not my fault. You should not bring your kids.
so that's how you were made to feel was
Yeah,
that those parents were looking at you saying that you were wrong.
yeah,
Right. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
right.
especially in that. Now, when it
And I
comes
think
to
that's inappropriate of those people.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and it's on the point where parents, well, in theory, parents are not doing their job. That's why the kids are acting like fools right now.
Well, I think the parents, and I don't have kids, so I'm a really strange guy.
I
I
know.
actually don't have children. I think they kind of all smell funny, but they're okay. So don't kill me, because we don't have kids. We have dogs.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's actually a parent's job to protect their child, and I'm gonna agree with you at this point. If you don't like the atmosphere that you're in, or you find that offensive, then you get up and leave. You don't expect others to change. It's kind
Hmm.
of like if you take a child to an R-rated movie, then
That's
you
on
can't
you.
be offended by
Hmm.
what happened in the R-rated movie, right? Because
Right.
you
Yeah.
chose to take them into this. And if
Hmm.
you are offended, what do? You get up and leave. So
Hmm.
I agree with you there. They shouldn't impose their thoughts and feelings onto you. I would agree with you totally there. Now, one thing I will say, because a lot of us have traveled all over the world,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you have too, how Americans, we see things are different than the international communities. So when
Right.
I traveled overseas, I've seen many children in casinos, and I've seen many children gambling in casinos because
Mm-hmm.
the laws are not the same. So same thing with bars. I've
Mm-hmm.
been in places that blew my mind away because I got a 12-year-old there smoking a cigarette, drinking beer in the bar. But that's normal in their culture.
Uh-huh.
And so, and what we have to keep in mind with cruise ships, and man, I'm telling you, we love cruising, we love traveling,
Mm-hmm.
is a cruise ship should be representative of the international population as a whole, not just the American point of view.
Right. Right. That's good. That's good points. That's a good point. I understand. Thank you for saying that. And then my other question is, I saw this happening. I'm at the casino. People are sitting there smoking, but not gambling. They just go to the casino to smoke, and that's a problem.
But it's an open venue.
It's an open video, but there's a lot of people that want to gamble, and this guy or this girl just sitting there. Just
Well, now they're not right.
I saw one person for 10 to 15 minutes doing this, not even gambling. The card is not even just doing that. He's just sitting down smoking.
Yeah, and I
And
would
other
agree
people
with
want
you.
to gamble. Other people
Yeah,
want to gamble, but that space is not available to you because the guy wants to smoke and not gambling. That's the one that I do not understand.
well, and
Yeah,
I would agree with you, but that's also a lacking on the casino management.
yeah.
Because in order to
That
generate
is a good thing.
revenue,
Yeah.
it's kind of like at a restaurant. You know, they got to flip those tables, right? They got to get you in
Mm-hmm.
and out so they can get more people in.
Mm-hmm.
Casinos the same way. If they have dead weight in a casino,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look like they're spending any money, then the casino needs to encourage them to go
Yeah,
to
they
smoke
need to
again.
get up. Yeah.
So we should. Here's how I look at this. I'm on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to ruffle my feathers over a bunch of drama. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to enjoy my day.
Yeah.
So, warm, strong adventures is in the house. Hey, it's great that you're here. We appreciate you. They have a question. I'm grown, but why do I have to listen to you curse?
Because it's called freedom of speech,
Well,
and
it
people,
is. But here's
and
what
you're in classified. You are in a adult setting.
that's right.
You are in a adult setting, and it's freedom of speech. And yes, I was doing some cursing because the Cowboys at the time I was watching the game. They were getting beat. Yes, I don't need to censor myself, and a lot of people say. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. I've always been a diehard,
You
uh,
poor
uh,
fella.
always a diehard Cowboy fan.
You poor fella.
To the things I don't like right now, yes.
Poor fella.
Jerry Jones should not be the GM. They should have a GM in there. They should have, as of right now, they should have a new coach. But yeah, other than that, I was a diehard Cowboy fan when Jimmy Johnson and Tom Landry were coaches. Because yeah,
Well, see, let me take this one step further on your side. I actually don't believe Armstrong's Adventures that you do have to listen to him curse. I don't think you do. You
hmm
have the option of getting up and leaving the adult venue.
yes,
You know, we would encourage you to stay and enjoy, but we all have choices what we can tolerate and what we can't.
right,
If you can't tolerate that, then you have a right to go somewhere else. But you
yeah,
can't infringe upon somebody else's right just to make you feel more comfortable. So
that's a good
that's
point.
how I say that.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. You know what? Speaking of casinos and cruising, since you've been on a lot of cruises, they got different rules for different kinds of cruise company. I know you probably been on Royal Caribbean, you probably been on Princess or Celebrity. What is the difference between the casino rules compared to Carnival? Because
I've actually only been on Carnival cruises, so we
okay,
haven't had the privilege of going on other cruises. We've been on Carnival cruise lines multiple times, a bunch of times,
hmm
but we've also traveled all over the world. So,
yes,
which is Carnival. So I really don't know the rules and the etiquette for the other And that's the thing. Each cruise line is a business.
Mm-hmm.
They have a right to say what you can and cannot do on their
Mm-hmm.
cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. You know what? I understand that. I really understand that. It's one of the things you just got to deal with. Royal Caribbean. I was on Royal Caribbean once, and they have a different kind of point system with their casinos, and I like Royal Caribbean cruises ships. Um, they don't have well. Here's the thing. When I think about it, when it comes to smoking and all that stuff. Uh, I did on the Jubilee. Honduras is one of those stops that the casino is open.
Mhm.
So a lot of people go off the ship. So I say, hey, let me go ahead and go and check it out at the casino. And I had a lot more fun on that. But yeah, it just irritates the fire in me. And I see it multiple times that people just sitting there, not gambling. No cards. The cards are not in the machine. They just want to sit there and smoke. Now, if you want to go ahead and smoke, there are designated areas. Like you said, there are designated areas you can smoke. Go ahead and do that there. I mean, that's just me.
Armstrong Adventure says freedom of speech. Let the parents have freedom to raise the kids how they want. I think we all agree that parents have the freedom and have
Yeah, but they don't. Some of them don't
raise
have
their
common
kids however
sense.
they want.
Yeah.
But I'm a firm believer. Look, I'm not going to tell you how to raise your kids. What I am going to tell you is don't infringe upon somebody else's rights.
Yes. And at the end, as a taxpayer, we got to pay for kids that act like fools and riding around. Uh, now, on the Jubilee, there's some teenagers that just using unruly language. Let's put it that way. It affects. Now, when they're doing that, acting like fools, running up and down the halls and just using all kinds of unseen language, I blame the parents. I blame the parents. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But come on, parents, you got to teach
So
your kids common sense.
I just don't worry about stuff like that.
I know. Yeah.
It's kind of like I think people ought to be allowed to be people. And if you
Mhm.
want to be a butthole, then you should be allowed to be a butthole.
Yeah.
If you want to be a good guy, you should be allowed to be a good guy. I think
Yeah.
we ought to let children be children,
Hmm.
right or wrong in our eyes, and just let them be. So when we go on vacation and we travel, I don't stress over the small shit. I
Yeah.
just don't do it. If I got kids up and down, I don't really give a crap. I'm on vacation. I'm going to enjoy myself and my wife and how beautiful and wonderful she is.
Hmm.
We're going to have a good time. I don't care what the little kids are doing. They're
Hmm.
not my business.
Yeah. Unless they get into
I'm
my
focused
business.
on me and where can
Yeah.
I go get more cheese and ice cream.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's it. Unless you get into my business, then we have a different problem here. They're just. Uh,
But you also got to realize the psychology of children. You know, it's kind of like a cruise ship is kind of like Walmart. When
well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Well,
when parents
Carmel.
go to Walmart, they turn their children loose at Walmart and say, "Go, set free." A cruise ship is kind of the same way. So the kids get very excited because they're
Hmm.
on a cruise and all the colors and all the stimulations and all the food and things to do. They can't control their emotions. They can't stop and go, well, what does that old guy down the hallway think? Me running up and down the hallway. You
Hmm.
know, for children, they don't have that much cognitive thought process yet.
But yeah, I understand that. But you remember when we were children, we know how to act, especially if we're going to like Walmart or Sears back in the day, or Sears, J.C. Penney, the Montgomery Wards.
And
We
you
don't
are
go, we don't go act like a fool because we know how to act in public. Because my dad said, if you do anything, he'll give me that look. And when he gives you that look, you're in trouble. But our parents say, hey, act like young ladies and young gentlemen, act like that. They had no problem. I mean, yeah, we were raised, our parents say, hey, you got to have common sense, especially if we're going out to eat. Don't act like a fool. Yeah, my dad said, don't act like a fool.
Here's
because
how I do it.
your stuff would be belt action.
Well, but that's the key. The key is this.
Hmm.
When my parents was around, I towed the line because I knew, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But when they weren't there, I was hell on wheels.
yeah,
I mean, if nobody was around me, woo wee, you
yeah.
know,
But if they would have
I
found
don't think
now,
I could
if they would have found
have
now, if they would have found out what you're doing, would you get punished for that? Probably, yeah. They're gonna say,
right.
"Why are you gonna do that when I'm not around?" See, yeah,
But it's
but
also a different time and a different generation.
it's called different times. But for example, my sister and her husband have 6 kids. All 6 of them have straight A's and B's. The reason why they do that because discipline. You if you have lower the A's and B's, we're gonna take something for you. And they love their electronics. They love their electronics. But it's called discipline. If you don't have discipline in a family, you have chaos.
I
Uh,
don't. I
so
actually kind of look at it as more about respect versus
yes,
discipline. That's me.
it's respect for other people, and some of these monsters don't have respect for it.
Hey,
You
when
don't,
nobody
you know.
was looking when I was a kid, I was hell on wheels. And then when somebody was going to smack me upside the head, then I
Hmm.
behaved.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Take the consequence.
So
Yes.
you can't on a cruise ship. You can't, and that's part of what you got to understand about cruises. And maybe this is from my perspective because we don't have kids, so we don't take kids with us anywhere because we
Hmm.
don't have them. But my thought is, I know that families are going to go on a cruise ship
Hmm.
and they're going on vacation and they're going to take the boundaries off, so to speak. They're like, we're on vacation. We're going to let the kids cut loose a little bit. Us adults are going to relax and have a good time because the cruise ship is a safe environment.
Hmm.
It's not like, Walmart where you can be, well, I guess you can't really be kidnapped and taken away on a cruise, but you can be salted.
Yeah.
So I think parents look at it as a more of a safe venue, and so the boundaries come off a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah. The thing is, I agree with you with that. That's why a couple years ago they have a curfew, which I was enjoying. They got a curfew now. Your people under the age of 17 had to be in their cabins by 11 o'clock. And if they don't enforce that, they are enforcing that, and the parents will get fined if their kids are out, and they act like fools, and the security finds them, take them to the cabin. Those parents get fined. They get fined a lot, and yeah. Now this is my personal opinion. If you cannot control your kids on land, how in the world are you going to control your kids at sea, where all the sugar, all the candy, all the soda, all everything like that? You can't if you can't control your kids on land. How in the world are you going to control your kids at sea? Yeah, so yeah, it's a combination of everything with the casino and everything like that. Um,
But to play devil's advocate, what you're saying is how you don't, if you can't control your kids to my specifications on
mhm.
land, then how are you going to do it on a cruise ship?
Yeah,
Maybe mom and dad thinks they are in control of their kids
yeah, but
on
yeah,
land. So it's a different perspective.
yeah,
And I think
yeah.
it's really crucial that we be aware of other people's perspectives on a cruise ship or in public in general. I'm really big on that one. I don't disagree with you, but I think there's a different perspective to everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I like to have my shows like that. Why people get mad at me because of what I say, and this is my personal experience with it, what is
Mhm.
happening, and yeah, a lot of people now, a lot of people, I just say, I'm listening to One Shot Adventures. I have problems with people that drink too much. Yeah,
I
they are
agree.
that. Yeah, they are. Well, he has people. More people drink, but you also got to remember smoking and that kind of virus does not smoking. Smoke could go anywhere. There's no boundaries for where smoke can go to. There are no boundaries
Well,
unless
I can tell you,
unless there is a coronavirus. between the front of the casino and the back of the casino. I don't see
Right.
that. It's wide open. Smoke could travel anywhere.
Let me tell you a couple of my perspectives, and I agree with Armstrong. If you truly don't like kids on a cruise, then that's why you go to like Virgin, who's adults only. But here's the problems I have had on a cruise ship. The drunk people have caused me more grief than any child has. And the only problem, and I'm gonna give you the examples, and it's only been very few. The only problem I've ever had with children is them touching the food and putting it back with their dirty hands. I have
They don't
a
wash your hands.
all
Yeah.
right, that I have a thing of, okay. But the drunk people are the bigger problem. And I'll give you two
Hmm.
examples. We were on what I don't remember, maybe when we went to Aruba out of Miami. I can't remember. But we weren't on the cruise for more than an hour, and we were up on the adults deck where we go. My
Hmm.
wife and I go up to the adult area because that's what we like. We like it quieter when we watch
Yeah.
the cruise ships go out. And we hadn't been there an hour, and we had already encountered somebody who was drunk as a skunk, wanting to tell everybody to get the hell off of his boat. And that boy almost went overboard before the boat even left the port.
Yeah.
The other problem I've ever had with the drinking issue is we were waiting for maybe a concert or a show or something,
Hmm.
and it was a fine dining one or dressed up one. And my wife and I were waiting there, and I had some drunk guy and his wife and another couple. They were all drinking. They were all trying to take pictures. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
this guy walks over to me and hands me his drink and says, "Here, hold this." I gave him his drink and I drank it and gave it back to him. Because I'm not your bitch.
Yeah.
Me and tell me to hold your damn drink. So that's the only problem I've had is more with the drinking and the stupidness versus the kids in their dirty hands.
Right. Yeah. Kids are trying to be slick. I was a kid. I was trying to be slick too. And then my dad said, "Did you wash your hands?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, we'll go ahead and wash them anyways," because he knew me, and I had to wash my hands. Some of these people, yes, there are grown folks that don't wash their hands. That's one of the reasons why I don't go to the buffet. Yes, and the norovirus is still out there, guys. If you don't wash your hands, you might get the norovirus because, especially in the buffet area, you don't. You got kids out there just grabbing stuff, grabbing stuff, grabbing stuff.
And
You
I
got
think
adults grabbing stuff too, and they're
you
not washing
do.
their hands.
And I actually think cruise ships could do a lot better in this. And I think all they would have to do is put out a loop. It is basically a public service announcement saying, please remember, in order to keep, hygiene now, whatever,
Yeah,
blah, 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 please be respectful not to touch and handle food that you put back. And so they could just put that a really simple on the loop on the TV in every cabin as
yeah,
just part of the information about cruising to make it more enjoyable.
yeah,
I'm going to tell Warmstrong here, look, after I've had enough drinks, which I actually don't drink very much. I drink a drink, maybe one drink a day on a cruise ship. So I'm not a big drinker. But if
mm-hmm,
I had enough drinks, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be complaining about anything.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, let me say this. Once I said, so since you like drinking, you don't. Uh, uh, so since I don't like drugs, let's ban alcohol. Now, ban alcohol. I want to ban smoking because for two reasons. Because people like myself have asthma. Cigarette smoke triggered my asthma. It triggers my that's one of the reasons I had COPD because my parents smoked every day, and I was living there when I was a kid. They smoked inside the house. The house, like basically from junior high and high school, smoking in the house. Now that house to this day has not been, the air duct system it has not been cleaned since they bought that house. So all the cigarette smoke was in there, cats and the. But yes, especially if somebody is asthma or has COPD, you don't want to have an asthma attack on a cruise ship because somebody is doing this. And I had people look at me and go, look at me and just, okay, yeah, yeah, that's
But
just,
how are they supposed to know what your health problems are? Because I actually suffer from a lung disease and heart failure myself and kidney failure.
hmm
But that's on me.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
on me.
well, yeah,
It's nobody else's. If I get myself in a situation that causes me problems, and that's on me, it's not on the other people around me, unless they're personal friends. But it's like, I don't go to smoky bars because
mhm,
one, I'm not a big drinker, but two, I don't
right,
like smoke because it bothers me. So I don't go there. And as long as they're in their designated smoke areas, I don't go to the designated smoke areas.
yeah,
And if I can smell it, I change my location. And
yeah,
maybe it's blowing downwind. I go to the other side of the boat where it doesn't happen. So I think it's on me to take care of myself, and I can't
yeah,
expect anybody else to know what I'm going through.
yeah. I did the same thing, and then I'm trying to figure out. I did that, and then my both my parents did that. My dad, he 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 just smoked like crazy, and then doctor said you have lung cancer. He still was smoking. It's a very addictive thing. Thank God I never had that to deal with that. Uh, my father, when I was growing up, had a wicked sense of humor. Because when I remember when I was a kid, me and my brother would say, "Hey, we want to smoke." Now we're in elementary school, and my dad said, "Oh, really? You want to smoke?" I said, "Yeah." So he gave me a pipe, and he gave my brother a cigar. That was 1976. After that episode, I never smoked again. Never tried to do it. It's a bad habit. It's a waste of money, and people just, I understand a lot of people say, well, when you go, it's all over the ship. You can smell it. It's smoke doesn't have no boundaries. A lot of people say they don't have. They say in that situation, no, they don't have boundaries. It goes anywhere. It goes anywhere. You know, especially you go in there and then you go to another bar that's not smoking, and people come in there, they got smoke everywhere on their clothes and everything, and you smell that. That's my problem. I'm just saying that's my problem because cigarette smoke will go to your clothes. It's disgusting. Yeah, I
So to
yeah,
me, it sounds like you're hypersensitive to cigarette smoke. So that's for something for you to be aware of, right?
hmm
You're hypersensitive to it.
yeah,
I have lung issues, but
hmm
cigarette smoke, I'm not hypersensitive like you are. So what you have to do is figure out how you can do a better job controlling the hypersensitivity in public. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So that you can enjoy your trip.
yeah.
Because
You know
this
what?
is what I harp upon is it's your trip to enjoy. And you're a great guy, and we want you to enjoy your trip.
Hmm
What can that's what how I look at this is what can we do what as an individual to enjoy our vacations more?
you know what? The thing is, I like to enjoy the cruises. I like to go to the adult section. Uh, on the cruise ship, it's Salinity. I go there, just be nice, chill out. Um, and once again, yes, there is non-smoking areas in the casino. I do that. Punchliner, no smoking there. I'm okay, you know. So I like to do the punchliner. I like doing the local house band on the cruise. But yeah, it's just an issue. It's just an issue to me. I get irritated about that, and people don't realize the consequences of people that are doing that. They don't realize until the end, and they're in the hospice. they got stage 4 cancer, and they said, "Man, I did not know smoking would." You knew smoking would cause lung cancer. It says it on the. It says it on the label. Smoking can cause lung cancer, and they say, "Oh, I did not know that." What did you read it? Doctor tell you it's, but yeah, it's just it's my irritating to fire at me. I try to stay away from that as much as possible, and I like to enjoy my vacation, like you said, since uh, my buddy paid for my cruise. So yeah, it is. And I know if I'm gonna go there, just go ahead and do that. It's pretty cool. Oh yes, Adventure Philippines has his website. You too. Go ahead and check him out. Um,
Yeah, we
yeah.
do live streams every Thursday night at 6:30 U.S. Central Time.
Hmm.
So is what we do. One thing we have to keep in mind, Z, is we may feel a sense of responsibility to educate and to help other people know what the dangers are that lies ahead, but it's not our duty or responsibility to correct others' behavior.
Yeah.
Well, if I was a smoker, you could tell me all day long that, hey, this is bad for you. And well, I know it's bad for me. It's kind of like when I go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, you need to lose weight because you're fat. Well, no
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I look in the mirror every day. So people that drink too much know this. People that smoke know this.
Yeah, yeah, people need much fat, and I agree with you. My doctor said you're fat. What are you gonna do about it?
That's right. You know, it's like,
Uh,
tell me something I didn't know.
you know what? Okay, I gotta say this for a fact. When my heaviest ever I weighed was 375 pounds. That was my heaviest I ever weighed. My doctor came up to me and says, "See, you gotta stop what you're doing, or you're gonna die." So I stopped for about at least 8 months, and then, and then but yeah, it's called. Sometimes I don't have self control. Sometimes I do. Um, do you know how many people die from alcohol? Not as much as people die from lung cancer,
Let's compare that.
unless you are drinking and driving, which I do not recommend you drink and drive. But yeah, there are people now. He's saying there are more people die from lung cancer than do for alcohol, which is that is a fact. More people die for lung cancer for yeah. So you got good points, man. You're a traveling man, but yeah. Couple things I want to talk to you about. If you had a chance to go on Virgin Voyages, that is one of those things I won't want to go because I just want to try it out. The adults only, everything like that. Um, I like that. But another subject I'm going to talk about this, and this really irritates the fire on me, is when parents take their kids out of school to save some money to go on a cruise. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really? You're going to take your kids out of school? You know, they probably can't
Yeah.
read to the eighth grade level and they graduated.
Oh,
Yeah.
why
Okay.
not?
Thank you.
People
Thank you
take
for
their
putting
kids
that
out of
out
school to
there.
go to the
8 million
dentist.
people die from smoking, 3 million by drinking. Thank you for putting that out there. I mean, some people just
Well,
don't get
in
that.
the South, or actually a lot of part of the country, a lot of people take their children out to go deer hunting the first day of deer hunting.
Yeah.
So, they get out of school to go on field trips. They get out
Hmm.
of school to go to football games. They get to go out of school for
Yeah.
basketball games. So what's the difference? As
The
long
difference because it's probably a school sponsored. Where for people to go into like to a football game or they're traveling for a football or basketball game, it's school sponsored.
but they're
Uh,
still missing the lesson plans.
yeah, they're still in that, or they had to make it up. Trust me. I had people when I was in college. They had to go. They had to go basketball team. They had a tournament. They had a tournament. When they got back from the tournament or during the tournament, they still had to study for that test or whatever. So yeah, I had to do that. That's college, but elementary school. I mean, well, you got to know the education system in America sucks badly. It sucks badly.
So let's
What?
look at this differently. Because remember, I like playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So let's look at this a different way. I taught college for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have a lot of friends that teach in public schools, elementary, junior high, and high school. Now, and this happens a lot, and they really don't have a problem with it. And right, and so most teachers don't have a problem with it. They go, all right, well, that's up to the family, it's up to them. What the problem is this is when they get back and they, okay, well, what do I do now to get caught up? So you have to, if you're a good parent, your child's going to be out of school for a week on a cruise. You ask the teacher, hey, what's going to happen this next week? Let me get the homework assignment so my kid can be ready to come back the
Mm-hmm.
following week. Now, the other way to look at this is we are in the middle of a paradigm shift in education.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving to a virtual education system. It's
Yeah.
kind of like this week we've had sub-zero weather and snow on the ground. Well, some of the classes were taught online.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if you take your kids out for vacation, they can still do their schoolwork while they're on vacation. So
Yeah.
that's we're having a paradigm shift in education
Yeah.
happening, which is very exciting. So that's the kind of my thought. I don't have a problem with parents taking their kids out of school because it's not my business.
Yeah, but when it comes to when it comes to they graduate and they have like a seventh grade reading skills, and they graduate high school, some of them don't go to college, and they get a regular job like Walmart, McDonald's, or whatever. They don't have that educational skills to upgrade their careers.
But that's
I
not because the
remember.
parent took their kid out of school for a week.
I mean, and some of them do. Some of them take about a week,
I
and
know, but what
they're
I'm
way
saying,
behind.
that's not because of that.
It's
If a
cost.
child graduates high school with a seventh grade education,
It depends on.
that's the school system's fault,
Uh,
not because the kid missed a week of school when they were 15 years old on a vacation.
But on the other hand, it's also the parents' responsibility to teach their kids how to read, how to
Mhm.
write,
I agree with that.
math,
Mhm.
how to balance. Well, they used to do it back in the day. How to balance a checkbook. They don't do it that much, but they got to teach the kids how to read. Don't depend on the school system.
I agree.
Don't depend on the school system.
I
When
agree.
I went to high school, basically my parents said, "Hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need. Here's your work. Here's your assignment. Go ahead and do that. Take the test. You pass, you pass. You fail, you fail." But yeah, they were involved with my education 100%. Now some of these parents now don't have time to take care because they're concentrating on working, whatever, or they or they have a different kind of situation when the dad's not there, the mom's not there, whatever. They got to raise themselves.
That's why I'm a firm believer in homeschooling.
Yeah,
I think
homeschooling is
homeschooling
great. It is great.
is a great,
Yeah,
great
it is
thing.
great. And a lot of people, you know what? Before we go on here, the political system here, they
Oh,
don't like you. I mean, the people on the left don't like you to take their kids out of public school because they're missing that money. And now they are frowning at people taking their kids out of school and go to private school or homeschooling. They frown on that. They try to discourage that. But like you said, you take your kids out of school and teach them at home, homeschooling. It's absolutely incredible. I congratulate you for doing that when you did that. That was pretty cool. I mean,
well, I've
what I'm
never done
saying,
it,
yeah,
but I have a lot of friends at homeschool, and I think it's some of my smartest college students were homeschool
yeah,
students. They
yeah.
really were. I mean, I would have students who went to the regular high school systems, and I would have homeschool kids come in, and by far they were way smarter than high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
Bama says they're going on a cruise in February. He's taking the kids with them because Louisiana has to shut the whole entire state down because
Mm-hmm.
of Mardi Gras.
Yeah, that's perfect because They're
Well,
out of school.
that's kind of my point.
No, but the thing is with that, taking kids out of school, one of the reasons why they don't do it is because they're cheap. Hate to say that, but they are cheap. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay for spring break, summer break. They don't want to pay the extra prices. If you can afford a cruise and you're gonna try to take your kids out of school to save some money, that's what I. That's what I think, man. You don't.
So I think that's only smart. If I was a parent, I would take my kids on a cruise when no other kids were there and they were the cheapest cruises.
Yeah,
So I would take them out of school and say, we're going on when I can get the best deal, whether your school likes it or not,
yeah,
because I'm going to save $1,000. Well, that's what I would do as a parent.
yeah. Because when we're growing up, we got when we're growing up, white people say, "Oh, well, I was back in that day." Yeah, my parents say, "Hey, when school is open, your butt should be in school." My mom and dad said that when school's open, and my dad, military guy, always support my men and women in the military. Um, So yeah, it's one of those things. You say when we go on vacation, we go on vacation when school is over. That's just that's the rule of the day. And a lot of people say, "Oh, well, we can't do it anymore because it's 2023." That's no excuse. You can't say that. It just it boggles my mind when I see on the news today with people act like food. For example, you see fights on cruise ships. Back in the day, you don't see it, but there's a lot of video out there. They're having fights on cruise ships. These young people, I call them knuckleheads, are fighting on cruise ships, and they don't understand there is video on these ships. There are videos on these ships. If you are getting in a fight with somebody else, you will get caught and you'll get banned for life. I mean, I just don't get. Don't get.
I think everybody knows that there's video cameras everywhere. I think the issue is that we get desensitized to them very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really matter how many cameras. We're going to let our alcohol speak louder than
Yeah.
our brain.
That's just
So,
not alcohol control. You gotta have control when it comes to alcohol. And yes,
there's cameras everywhere.
I learned that the hard way because I didn't learn that the hard way when I was out of control, and I finally realized this. Wow, and I was one of those guys. I was one of those guys that wake up with a drink in my hand, wake up to drink in my hand and stuff like that, and just continue to do that. I finally realized I looked at it and said, man, lucky I didn't drive anywhere
Yeah.
because I would have hurt myself. I would have killed somebody.
Yep.
And I finally realized, I said, man, why am I being so stupid? Why am I being so stupid?
Well,
so I think
that's you taking personal responsibility.
yeah, I took personal
which is a good thing.
responsibility because
Which is a good thing.
I knew what the consequences was because one of my friends, not gonna say who, one of my friends didn't believe in. He think he was Superman when it comes to drinking and stuff like that. And he was driving home from a bar, and he hit a parked police car. I said, when he told me that, I was dying laughing. I mean, you must be so drunk. You're driving around the highway and you hit a parked police car, and now he's paying the consequence. Why people say pay okay, one trying to say you don't absolutely nothing about raising kids. Yes, I do. I help raise my nieces and nephews.
I don't know anything. I promise that.
I helped raise my nieces and nephews when they were little kids, and now my all my nieces and nephews have straight A's and B's. So, Bill, you can't say that.
So has anybody been on the Virgin cruises?
I have not. I will. You know what? If they have the cruise port in Texas, maybe I will go on that. The Norwegian Prima, the new ships are basically for adults. But yeah, but like I said, a lot of people say I had no clue about children. I have clue because it's called common sense, and I know the difference between right and wrong. My niece and nephew know the consequences of being wrong. That was caused by my sister and her husband. It's called discipline. A lot of people don't like this here. A lot of people don't like to hear discipline. A lot of people don't like to hear discipline. Oh, you can do what the child is doing. Well, yeah, if it's costing my taxpayer money because your kids are out of control, missing curfew, or doing anything that they're not supposed to do.
There's a second part to Armstrong's comment, and what he's saying is this: if missing 1 or 2 weeks of school puts your child behind academically, then that's the fault of the parents, and it's their responsibility to correct that. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So why should you bring on? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But Armstrong, here's something I want to tell you about banning alcohol, which this is just going to, you know,
Mhm.
if prostitution is illegal, should we ban women? That's asking. That's asking. You know? So
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the Virgin Cruise Line as I see it for 2 reasons.
hmm
I searched them really hard because we thought about going on one. They're really expensive. It isn't a very, very expensive cruise.
Yeah.
And two, there's just way too damn much red everywhere. It's like a blood fest. You know, there's red everywhere on those. I don't like the color red that much. So that's why we've avoided, the Virgin Cruise Line. It's so expensive and
hmm
full of freaking red color.
Yeah. And Morris Ross said, why should you ban alcohol? Because the cruise industry makes money out selling alcohol. That's why they want to ban alcohol. Most of the cruise industries make the money after you pay for the cruise. They make more money. They make their money selling alcohol, doing excursions, and gambling. Yes. So that's why they want to ban alcohol. Nice try.
No, he's not saying to ban alcohol. He was
Yeah,
saying
he said
you
so.
having
It
an
sounds
accident.
like a reason to ban alcohol.
Yeah, having an accident sounds like a reason to ban.
Yeah,
So
but like you said, yeah, Virgin Voyages. I would love to go on that cruise if we. Well, okay. Let's put it this way: adults only or grown-up folks only. Grown folks. Grown folks. That means people like over the age of 40 that have, yeah. Uh, uh, yeah, adults only and grown folks. There's two different things. Because
now look, let me say this. If I went on, I would not want to go on a cruise that has people only above 40 years old. Because then there wouldn't be any young, pretty girls to look at while I'm on the cruise. Not that I do that because I'm married and my wife is the most beautiful thing in the world. I
hmm
never look at other girls. But for you other men, that might be a problem that there wouldn't be any young, pretty girls to look at.
banning smoking saves lives. Well, so does banning alcohol. No. Mm-mm.
I just don't think you can ban anything.
Yeah. I don't pay attention to him anymore.
I can't even
Because
ban
the thing
alcohol.
is, he doesn't understand that smoking causes lung cancer, causes COPD. You could die from COPD. You could die for lung cancer.
Well, I think
Drinking
he understands
alcohol,
that. What he said earlier was it's about individual responsibility.
yeah, and
It's not,
people
it's not
sometimes
your
don't have it.
business. It's not your business or concern if somebody else smokes.
Yeah,
I think that was his message earlier.
it's my business if I cannot breathe.
Your
Because
business. That is correct. It is
it's
your
my
business.
business if I cannot breathe because they're smoking. It's
All
my
right, but
business
it's your
if
business.
I'm having an asthma attack because they are smoking.
All right,
That's
but
my
that's
business.
your business, not theirs.
That's not their business, and you don't. Yeah, you don't think it's responsible for that. Well, yeah, they probably don't have no brain cells out there smoking all that stuff. Yeah.
See,
But I
one of the
know it's
parts of Carnival because Carnival has less old people.
Hey, you know what? Us old people, well, over the age of 50, we have more fun than the young people. They don't know. I'm just
You
saying.
know,
I'm just saying that a lot of more grown folks have more fun on cruise than young people. Young people are just, they don't have common. How can they say grown folks? You know what I'm talking about? Grown folks. Grown folks that have like common sense and they just want to relax. That's why there are different kinds of ships. That's why. That's why Royal Caribbean and Celebrity and NCL, MSC. Uh, um, yeah, but yeah, Marino said you ordered 55. Well, yeah, uh,
I like Carnival Cruise Line too. We've been on it 4 or 5, 6 times. I don't know.
yeah.
So, but I will say this: I feel like it would be nice if Carnival Cruise Line had a different vibe on their ships. They're all the same, and that gets really boring. So that's why we're really looking at taking a European cruise on a different line because
hmm
all the Carnival stuff just seems to be the same, and it'd be nice if there was something different.
Well, yeah. See, y'all know Carnival Corporation owns Princess Cruises.
They
They
do.
own Celebrity Cruises.
They do.
You know what? And probably in the next couple of years, I may want to go on Celebrity and Princess Cruises, but it's called way cost for me as a solo cruiser because we got to pay double, which is ridiculous.
Well, that's where you need to find a buddy. You need to find a cruise buddy. Find
You know what?
and share it with.
Let's just say this: trying to find somebody that's going to go cruise is like herding cats, and I don't like cats.
Well,
I tried that before. I tried that twice when I was going on the Vista. They say, "Yeah, we're all down for it," and then 2 weeks later, they say, "Oh, I decided not to go." And
here's my recommendation to you, in all sincerity. What I would do if I was a solo cruiser and wanted to find a cruise buddy, I would go to my local senior community and go to those events and meet some people because you'll find, because I got friends that do this. They go to the senior community and they got buddies and friends who are retired. They got the cash and they can go without
yeah,
a big deal. So maybe that's an avenue to find that.
I might be into that. Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, I will see here.
sorry, Bama.
That's okay. But yeah, I'm still looking. Just good. No, Carnival has a bad reputation to be the Walmart of the cruising industry. Yes, that is true.
And
It
it
is
is
true. It is very, very true. And a lot of people say, yeah, but it's fun for me. I like cruising. Uh, yeah, well, it's a lot. Isn't that as fun? She already going to cruise in 19 days. She's gonna have lots of fun. Speaking of gambling, you like to gamble?
I do. Not. I get bored really easy, so I do like to gamble. But after about 30 minutes, if I haven't won a bunch of money, I go find something else to do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like gambling. I like if I win some money, I'll take my money and run. Do
Me
like
too.
I
If I
take my.
win,
I have seen this evidence. People were up two, $300 or $400, and I told them, "Hey, you gonna take your money and run?" No, I'm gonna let it ride. And I'll just say,
so
"Okay."
what cruise are you going on, Antoinette? What cruise are you going on?
She's
Which
going
one?
on a carnival.
Yeah, but which trip
I
are
don't
you
know
going on?
what ship. Internet. What ship are you going on? I think she's going on the on one in Jacksonville. I can't remember what the name was, but yeah, I like I love the slot machines. Um, the last cruise I was on, the Vista, I tried the roulette table. I like that. I'm still not real good with it. Oh, there she is. She says she's going to Elation now.
My question is where is the elation going? what ports have called.
Oh, they're going to the Eastern Caribbean, I think.
Okay.
I think. Originally out of Jacksonville, I'm not sure.
One big tip I have for everybody that if you really like Carnival, when their stock tumbles, because I did this, you buy over 100 shares of stock,
Mm-hmm.
then you get a discount as a shareholder. I don't know if you guys know that, but I did a video about that.
Yeah.
You can become a shareholder and you can get a discount off of your future cruises as a shareholder. You just have to have 100 or more shares of their stock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Out of Jacksonville. Okay.
So you're going to the Bahamas and Princess Cay. That's the private island. Yeah, I haven't been to the Eastern Caribbean yet. You know what? The ultimate goal for me, put it on the bucket list. My ultimate bucket list to go on a cruise in the Pacific. Do like a 28-day Pacific from Asia and then go out to Alaska and then leave in Seattle. That is because I love Asia. That's why I talked to you the other day. I love Asia. I wish I could go to the Philippines. I wish I could go to Japan. Uh, we were stationed in Okinawa, Japan in the 70s. I love that place. I have friends of mine that work in the Philippines. But yeah, I like to do that. Asia trip sounds incredible for me. But that's when if I find me a girlfriend or somebody to do that, it'd be one of my things I need to do, especially when you go on a cruise. My question there: what was the longest cruise you've been on?
Mine has been, what did we do, 10 or 12 days? I think we did a 12-day cruise.
So that
It
was
was a long cruise. It was a long cruise.
So is that like from the Panama Canal, or is that?
That was from Miami to Aruba, Carousel, the DR. Um, I thought somewhere else. It was our favorite cruise. It was a long cruise, but it was our favorite.
Yeah.
All of our cruises so far, going to Aruba, has been the best experience.
Oh, okay, cool. So have you been on the XO class ship yet?
No.
I think you'll like the XO class ship. It's not as crowded as a lot of people think it is. When I was on the Jubilee, I don't feel crowded because the ship is so wide out space. They different zones. There's always something you can do. It didn't feel crowded to me. As far as embarkation day, that's probably a little bit stressful because everybody wants to get in the cabins. The elevators are crazy. I mean,
Yeah, that's normal. Yeah.
it's normal, yes. And don't even try to go to guest services on the first day or the last day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife really wants to go on a European cruise. So that's what we're debating, but we're probably going to go on. The next one we're going on will probably be to the Cayman Islands and that part of the Caribbean. But she really wants to go on a European one.
Well, yeah, because I heard that European cruise, you can bring all kinds of alcohol on that cruise ship.
Thank you, Warren Shark Adventures. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Annette, I mean, I'm telling you, Aruba was fantastic. We liked it so much that we keep debating about just catching a plane and flying to Aruba and hanging out for a week because we just loved Aruba. We just loved it.
So
loved everything about it.
Yeah, that's one of those all-inclusive deals. No, yeah, all-inclusive things to Aruba. I would do it all-inclusive, but I'll be going crazy. I'll be going crazy with all-inclusive. That's just me, because so yeah, but
my wife would love to do a European cruise.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do a Southeast Asian cruise.
Yes.
And the other big cruise I would really like to do is from Miami through the Panama Canal to Los Angeles.
Yes. I think they have one of cruises.
They do. It's a 14-day cruise. So
Oh,
those are on my bucket list.
oh, bucket list. Yes, yes, bucket list. Absolutely doing a bucket list with that. It is one of the things I want to do before I can't do it anymore. But yeah.
Oh, so
Oh,
Armstrong's leaving out tomorrow.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
They're going out
he's going on
tomorrow.
one of those smaller cruise ships. Yeah, I'm spoiled rotten because of Jubilee, the extra class ships. I would feel very, very lost to go back onto the smaller ships. Because I've been doing smaller ships before the Jubilee. I was on the Vista. I was on the Triumph.
We were on the
I,
Vista, the Horizon. I can't remember all. My wife has it all documented.
yeah, so yeah, there, you can tell the difference between on the Vista and then go on the Jubilee. I told the difference. It was just, it's no comparison. You you won't be
We
busy.
also wanted to go on the American Cruise Line, which are the river boats like in the Northeast, the Northwest, and down the Mississippi, kind of like the Viking cruises over in Europe on the river cruises. So we've also wanted to do those.
Yeah. So, but other than that, we'll be waiting for your live. I think it's on to Bill about that. But yeah, the one of the things about cruising I like, and pros and cons of cruising. That's I talk about both things like that. Let's see here. MSC Seashore holds 5,500 people. Yeah. Well, it's a very
Yeah. So let me ask, Armstrong, you're going on the MSC. That's the next crew. That's one of the ones we've been looking at really hard. I really have you been on one question? Have you been on them before? And how do you like them if you have? If not, maybe you can give us an update when you get back about what you really thought because we've been eyeballing them out of Port Canaveral or Miami really hard.
yeah, and there is breaking news. Speaking of MSC Seaside, uh, we'll be going to Galveston in November 2025.
Wow.
And they are building a new terminal for the Embassy Cruises. So, uh, one of my good friends, Derek and the Matter for Island is having a good cruise on that. So I will be putting my down payment on the first of the month, deposit down, and that'll be my next big cruise. Because I have not been on MSC, I'm real excited about that. Yeah, Bill for ships for egg price. Yeah, they got some decent prices.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what we've been thinking about because we're kind of bored. We're gold members on Carnival, which helps to sucker you in to keep going. But we've
Hmm.
been kind of bored on the Carnival ships, not the adventure, but the
Uh-huh.
ship. So
Yeah.
we've been really looking at MSC hard, and so that's good to hear that you guys like that a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the things I'm really looking forward. And I learned a lot when it comes to those extra class ships, and also when you're trying to do some videos and lives, I learned a lot. I know for a fact I'm not going to use this phone I got right here. This phone's a piece of junk, and I still got videos I still have not edited. I keep saying I'm going to edit it, but things keep coming up. But yeah. Um, uh,
So Armstrong is saying that you need the MSCs need a little work on the food, on the quality of the food, or the quantity of food.
yeah, it depends on it depends on your taste in food. Uh,
Yes.
People have different tastes when it comes to food. Well, yeah.
Oh, here's something I learned about MSC that I didn't know until just a few months ago when I called them and talked to them. They're willing, I can't remember the exact details, but seeing that we are a gold member or whatever with Carnival, they were going to give us a discount basically for switching over. They were going to give us a one-time points or credits for whatever they have. That's like, the sign and sell card or whatever the program for the fun card for
Hmm.
Carnival. MSC was going to give you a one time perk or 1,000 bonus miles or whatever you want to call it. They were for Carnival cruisers.
Oh, for people that are gold members, well, I'm a gold member, so I need to check that out. I need to get in touch with Derek on that. Yeah, the thing is, yes, I am looking forward. Compare myself. The Jubilee is number one. Uh, Navigator of the Seas is number two. Three and four the Vista. I love Royal Caribbean, especially because especially in Galveston, you get the drink package. It works on that day. The drink package on Royal Caribbean, and they don't have a limit. You gotta have your own limit when it comes to drinking. Uh, yeah, well, I like Royal Caribbean. I like the drink. I had way too much fun on Royal Caribbean. I loved it. And it's not as they call it fun on Royal Caribbean. The Carnival is just yeah. It's that's why they call it the fun ship. But yeah, and people want to do something different, but that's why I'm doing MSC to check it out, and then the Icon the season's coming out. It's already out. It'll be coming into service in 2 weeks. Uh, I had a choice between the Icon the season and the Carnival Jubilee. I picked the Jubilee because it's closer. I mean, maybe the third Icon class ship will be going to Galveston. They did the kill of the third Icon class ship. So Icon is doing the Stars and Seas has been under construction for a couple of months now. They are going to be going to, I think they're going to Port Canaveral in 2026 or something like that. But yeah, I'm very excited about that, especially when cruising is. I say the cruise industry in general is probably about 75% back yet. Yeah, because of all the shutdown and everything, they still got a little bit of work on it. Um, I'm all for the fact the older ships need to get to dry dock, especially the Vista, the Breeze. They were during the shutdown. There was the one that were transporting people and supplies during the shutdown, so they need to go back to the docks. Vista definitely need to go back there. Uh, let's see, a couple of things before I get out of here. Um, so, what is your next cruise?
We don't have one scheduled. We we we're in the planning. We either need to go back to the Philippines for a wedding, which is kind of they haven't decided when that is, but we're hoping maybe at September or over. What I want to look at is maybe taking a New Year's cruise, but we may go in September. Our anniversary's in September. We usually go in September of each year. Not each year, but we go in September of the year. So, but right now we don't have one scheduled because we're still debating it, and we can't, come up with an answer. So,
Well, that's cool, man. My next cruise, I'm seriously thinking about doing a New Year's cruise on the Jubilee, but also have a choice between going back on the Jubilee or going back on the MSC. I think MSC might be cheaper for me to do that one. November 2025 would be easier for me to do that and probably get try to find somebody. And yes, they got great deals now for interior, for interior for two interior room for 7 days is like $800 for interior, which is decent for that. Uh,
well, then part of our other problem is we have friends that are couples that
mhm.
want to go on a cruise with them, but coordinating and scheduling another couple to go on a cruise is very difficult.
Yeah,
Lining up everybody's vacations and all
yeah.
of that mess. And so that's part of why we've dragged our feet so much is because, oh, we want to go. Well, which one do you want to go on? I don't know. Which one do you want to go on? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things that.
When do you want to
Okay,
go? Well,
yeah,
I can only go when
I understand that. Deal with that, but hey, I want to go. Oh, I want to go where I'm going. So yeah, you don't come with me, fine. If you don't, I don't care. But hey, bro, I gotta get ready to get out of here. I want to thank you for coming in, guys. Check out his channel. It's pretty cool. You
everybody
doing
take
any lives coming up?
Yep, come back on Thursday night, 6:30 every Thursday night. We do a live stream. We have a lot of fun with it. We go off in the ditch a lot, so it gets a little crazy. We have folks on there from all over the world, so it can be a little. Bama comes on and hangs out with us, so it can be a little quirky, and we definitely will drive it off into the ditch. So you guys are more than welcome to join us. So, but. We appreciate you, and everybody take a great care of your day, and cruise on.
All right, so yeah, so don't forget to check out his channel. He'll be on tomorrow night, and yes, don't forget I'll be on this afternoon, 2 o'clock. Gonna talk about some tech stuff, talk about how you can set up your channel, what kind of tools you need,
Excellent.
software, editing, stuff like that. So this afternoon at 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. Don't forget tomorrow, not tonight. Anthony and Fun will be on tonight at 7 o'clock Central. I can't wait to see what she has to say. We have fun on that show every Wednesday. But yes, guys, don't forget. I got to get out of here because I got to watch my Young and the Restless. Thank you, brother, for coming in. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming in. It's been a very informative show. I like to thank everybody for coming in. I like to thank for people that are coming in and said they're not going to come back. Well, welcome back. Anyways, guys, don't forget, do not drink and drive. Do not hang around knuckleheads to do, and always, always, always drink responsible. Peace out. This is, and we's out. Wait a minute. I got something different. Let me see here. There we go. Try it again. Peace out. This is, and we's out.